When it comes to pure high school quarterback recruiting, there isn't a program doing it better over these last 4 cycles than Tennessee. 5-star Nico Imaliava, 4-star Jake Merklinger, 4-star George McIntyre. And Saturday, the Vols head on another top target. This time it's On3's #1 ranked passer in the 2026 cycle, Faizon Brandon. Tennessee lands their QB. He's also the first pledge towards that 2026 class. And in this video, I got Austin Price. We're going to figure out how Tennessee was able to pull this off and what their biggest need is now in 2026. But first, Tennessee fans, jump on board. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruit channel, the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. Tennessee fans, we love talking Vols recruiting. Jump on board. Hit subscribe. All right, let's bring on Austin Price from Volquest for more. Now, Faizon Brandon, 6'4", 200. Tennessee was able to land him over Alabama, LSU, and Penn State. What was it that put Tennessee over the top? And when did you know the pick was going to be for the Vols?
It's been a few weeks. But I think that for Tennessee, they were the team that was always there. He visited here for camp a year ago. Tennessee offered. He subsequently came back again for another camp, then was here for a handful of games last fall, and then has been here numerous times since the first of the year. So he's just been here more than any other school. So Tennessee just made a ton of sense. Joey Halsley, Tennessee's offensive coordinator, did a fantastic job with him. Obviously, Josh Heupel gets a lot of the credit. But what Halsley's done with this quarterback room has been really, really impressive. He jives with the players. Joey's an old quarterback. Of course, Josh is too. I think that helps. When you have 2 former quarterbacks that are leading the way as your OC and head coach, if you're a quarterback, it just resonates, especially when the head coach was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy and led his team to a national title. So I think that ultimately just the relationships won out here for Faizon Brandon. His mom came off the elevator last Sunday, and she goes, "Austin, we are home." And she subsequently went on to tell me that she's known since the first time they stepped foot on Tennessee's campus that Tennessee was special. And she felt like that might be the spot for them. And the more they took visits this cycle, when they went to Alabama, when they went to LSU, when they went to Florida State, and so on and so forth, the more it resonated that Tennessee's where they want to be.
Yeah, you could kind of feel this one coming. And I agree with you. I think, yes, relationships, but there's also that trust in Josh Heupel and his ability to develop that's got these guys just waiting for their chance to take their turn. So we'll see what happens. First commit in the class for Tennessee. Do you think that they need another quarterback? Will they take another quarterback in this class, or is it just too early to tell?
I don't think they will. Obviously they've kind of been taking one a cycle, and I think if in a perfect world, if they could find an older veteran in the transfer portal, you'd love to do it, but I don't think you have to now. I think Tennessee's, after they get past this year, Josh, you're going to have Merklinger with experience. You're going to have George McIntyre walking in as a true freshman. In previous, in the last couple of years, it was inexperienced Nico and a former walk-on in Gaston Moore backing up Joe Milton. This year, it's inexperienced Merklinger, walk-on Gaston Moore backing up an inexperienced Nico Imaliava. So, once you get past this year, I don't think you have to take anybody from the portal. Could they? Sure, but I don't think they will. And ultimately, I'm not sure they'll take another quarterback in this class because I just don't think it makes sense.
All right. Speaking of 2026, just in general terms, what's the biggest need for Tennessee, or what's the position group maybe that they really need to hit hard in that cycle?
I think running back would be good. Tennessee likes where they are with their younger backs, but I think you'd like to add another really solid piece at running back. I think Tennessee continued to recruit the interior of the defensive line. An offensive lineman like Leo Delaney, who plays there Providence Day, over in Charlotte. And then I think receiver, Tyreek King, Knoxville native, who is really, really highly thought of out there in recruiting circles, makes a ton of sense. And then linebacker. So I know I named like 4 positions, but I mean every cycle you're going to need a handful of positions where you got to recruit pretty well. Tennessee's done a really nice job at offensive tackle, so I don't think they have to have some like crazy amount of tackles next year's class. But I mean, again, if you can if Tennessee's able to land David Sanders at the end of the month and you can stay hot in the state of North Carolina, you've already got Faizon Brandon. Can they get Kendra Harrison, who's now there at Providence Day? Can they get Leo Delaney, who's at Providence Day? Tennessee's recruiting the state of North Carolina really, really hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I'm sure Tennessee fans are all penciling in David Sanders to this class. So obviously, offensive tackle, not a huge need in 2026 because they're going to get it done in 2025, I'm sure. I mean, we'll just have to wait a couple more weeks to see, but it's trending that way. We'll see. All right. Since we're talking quarterbacks, last year at this time, we were still covering Jake Merklinger, but now he is on campus. What's the word? He was an early enrollee. How's he looking so far?
Yeah, he's progressing nicely. Again, I think it does help that you have Nico in front of him, and you have a former walk-on who is better than your normal average walk-on. Gaston Moore could run this offense seamlessly if they needed him to. Now, does Tennessee really want that to happen? No. They want Nico to stay upright, healthy, and be winning a lot of football games for him this fall. But, Jake has continued to progress. I don't think Tennessee's ready for him to take the reins and be the quarterback right now, and I'm not sure he's ready for that either. But he continues to show flashes in practice, which is a really good sign for him long term.
That's a really good sign for Tennessee fans of what's taking place in this QB room. So talk to us, comment section below. How do we feel about the quarterback room? And Faizon Brandon, the big commit over the weekend. Tennessee fans, tap in. Let us know. Austin Price of Volquest. You guys are having a heck of a weekend over there. Go check out the site, and appreciate you for dropping by the Inside Scoop.
Appreciate you, Josh.
Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.